Hello, everybody, and welcome to another episode of Idol Stan Nation, a channel that's dedicated to helping you discover new songs, artists, and groups to love. Whether you just got to K-pop today or for the past 20 years, we'll help you discover something new to love. Looking at the lineup, I think the first topic is something that the three of us are pretty hyped about. So, who wants to bring it in? Aura?
Oh,
What do you think?
let's have Nick start it out.
Ooh.
Okay.
Yeah, let's have Nick start it out.
All right. Well, guess
Hot
I'm
potato.
doing it. All right. So our first main topic today is going to be Dreamcatcher's "Breaking Out," which is actually their Japanese comeback.
Is there comeback or debut?
I think it might have been their first album, but I think it might.
I'm pretty sure they had a
first album.
single.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. So, because this is a studio album, actually, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah. So, alright, continue on.
So
Nick.
this was released, and honestly, I loved it. I really loved it.
Yeah, like that the way it started out, I wasn't. Well, I won't say I wasn't expecting it because like we got so used to their promoted videos being so rock heavy, and on this one it started off with what's that genre, Nick? Because it started off
For the intro.
Yeah.
Oh.
Everything was white and looked kind of pure. So to start out with, at least from visually.
Yeah, and it's on the tip of my tongue, and I can't like. But so it made me think that it was gonna go in a different musical direction, and it picked back up into that familiar pop rock theme that we were used to hearing.
Yeah.
So I thought that was pretty.
I mean, it's
interesting
very
as well.
like it's very like techno house.
Yeah, like
If I
it
think about
was
it.
along those lines, right?
Mhm.
And it's not to say that they've never done songs like that before either. On one of their previous albums, Korean albums, they had a song that was entirely in that genre.
Mm-hmm.
Aura, what'd you think of that music video?
So I will say, I'm not exactly a fan of Dreamcatcher, and I haven't really listened to too many of their songs. So when I actually sat down and watched this, I was actually pleasantly surprised. I was like, oh, I can go with this. This is something I can listen to on repeat. But yeah, no, I loved it. It was a great song. And then, if I remember right, the rap, it really caught me off guard too. I love the rap part. I don't remember the member's name though. So
Dami.
yeah, she was great.
Yeah. So with their previous comeback from earlier this year, Petey.
Yeah,
So, Aura, you
I
you also enjoyed that comeback, didn't you?
yeah, but I still can't name like all the songs that I've listened to. But they just, other than this and Pity, they haven't really caught my attention.
Okay.
So
Yeah, I mean the music video, they kind of remind me of the PD quite a bit too, with a lot of the white and whatnot. So
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
so I did enjoy the song and the music video. I guess the only thing that kind of brought it down just a little bit for me was their Japanese pronunciation. It was like 98% there, but it's that 2% with the accent is kind of threw me off a bit, especially with Dami and her rap, which it's I'm not trying to talk smack about it because she still did really well with that.
Mhm.
It's really hard to try and rap in another language, so
Yeah.
kudos to her for still pulling it off.
Right.
But so that's just me. That's just me entirely just being a bit nitpicky. So
Well, you do speak Japanese fluently, so
well, I'm not even fluent myself.
more fluent than I am.
I'm yeah. I mean, so with the musical aspects, you have a bit more of the musical aspects that stood out to you, Nick.
Yes, I do actually. So, the entire entry piece obviously was a very different genre. It was very techno tropical fusion house, and for a second I thought, okay, this is very not Dreamcatcher. Like for a
Promoted song, yeah.
for a title track, it's very not Dreamcatcher.
Yeah.
for an MV and whatever. And so I was like, okay, this is kind of not Dreamcatcher, but I like it. It's okay. Kind of out of the kind of summer vibe, but it's a bit late. And then they went into the actual chorus, right? And then I was jamming to it. And honestly, I didn't stand Dreamcatcher. I knew Chase Me, and that was pretty much it. But since this song, I've delved way into Dreamcatcher, and so I'm really loving their music now because the rock vibe is not something that a lot of groups today do.
Yeah, I mean, because even for myself,
unless you're a band,
right? And so even for myself, I'm not a hard stan of Dreamcatcher, but I think I have 3 or maybe even 4 of their albums, and I like having them in my playlist lineup as a good change up, right? Because again, like you said, with that rock theme that they typically have going on, it really does help spice up my playlist. And
yeah, that's exactly the same thing I do. I have so because rock isn't so prevalent, I have a couple songs that are rock based that are Korean inside of my playlist. Day 6 Shoot Me.
Day 6, yeah, yes, that's another group.
They're prevalent inside of that rock. Soon N Flying will be in there too. But and now I'm gonna have a lot of Dreamcatcher, and then I have J Rock groups inside of there because J Rock is a much more open scene.
Yeah.
Right.
1OK Rock, so on and so forth. And so I can also include this song, which is great because it just adds another little bit of variety to the playlist because there's so much. I add new songs basically by season at this point.
Okay.
And so I have a whole lot of house right now, tropical house inside of my playlist.
Yeah.
And it's just been on repeat, and so it's nice to have, other genres. One thing I did find interesting was the melodic progression inside of this song because they had to swap to rap, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And swapping to rap from a rock concept is almost a no inside of music. It's just don't because it's not gonna work.
I don't know.
I mean,
it kind of reminded me of an old Linkin Park kind of.
I was about to say late 90s, early 2000s. Yeah.
And that's because they did the same thing that actually, it's funny that you say that. They did the same thing here that Linkin Park does that they did in the 90s. And I was just about to say that.
Beat you to it.
The way they do it is they use a key chord progression that is great for switching, okay? And it usually goes from the 5th to the 6th, and then that allows to the switch because you're going to switch to usually either a dominant major or a subharmonic minor. And that's what Linkin Park was really known for, was how they could switch back between the two genres so seamlessly, and they did the exact same thing in this song.
Yeah.
When I heard that, I was like, wait a minute. Hello, Linkin Park? How are you doing?
Shoot.
Yeah, because when it comes to Dreamcatcher's music, I do get a lot of late 90s, early 2000s nostalgia from Linkin Park, Evanescence. What was another group? So
Green Day, maybe.
Yeah. Well, no. I'm thinking, what was it? Fred Durst. What was his group called? Yeah. So those guys. And because again, the whole rock rap fusion, which Evanescence only had that one song with a rap fusion inside of it, I think it was.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, so for Dreamcatcher, it's also a mix of nostalgia, in addition to them freshening up my playlist with different genres.
And you know what's funny? So you talk about nostalgia here, and there was one scene inside of the MV that gave me so much nostalgia. And that was the red thread scene.
Really?
Okay.
Because I saw the red thread and I was like, wait a minute. This exactly reminds me, not exactly, but it instantly reminded me of 4 Minutes Hate, right?
Okay.
Because they have that red thread.
Yeah.
And the red thread is not used a lot inside of K-pop.
No.
I don't see it a lot, and it's a very beautiful scene when you look at it.
Yeah. I mean,
and it's kind of upsetting because it's not used as much as it should be.
I've seen it in a few of the J-pop though. I think I see it more often in J-pop. But then again, it's been a while since I've really watched, paid attention to any red thread, just because it doesn't happen as often, obvious, like you've said.
Right. And so when I saw that, I was like, whoa, this is interesting. like, and it just kind of reminded me of it, and it was really cool to see because it was so much nostalgia, like from America, from other sources of K-pop, just packed into like one MV, and it was great.
Yeah.
And it's not even in Korean. It's the greatest part.
So
So
in Japanese culture, like they have a lot more references to the red thread of fate, because like the red thread of fate, it originates from, I think it was a Chinese folklore, and that spread to Korea and Japan.
Yeah.
And so in Japanese culture, you'll see the red thread come up a lot in like commercials,
right.
movies, books, and whatnot. So it's used a lot. It's a euphemism that's used a lot more in Japan. So for Dreamcatcher, if someone finds himself really loving Dreamcatcher's sound, what would be a Nugu group that you could tie in to Dreamcatcher?
Well, honestly, a Nuga group that I could really tie into Dreamcatcher would be Pink Fantasy.
So I was thinking the same.
They don't have a similar concept in the idea of a group wide concept, because obviously Pink Fantasy is a very unique group concept.
Yeah.
Especially with the one member.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, their hidden member.
Their hidden member, yeah.
Yeah, because
so
what was that song? Fantasy, right? That's the one
Yeah.
that has a similar kind of rock vibe-ish to it.
it does.
Yep.
So that is definitely a group. And for anyone that has no idea what we're talking about, Nuga group is related to a group that is not well known or not popular. Usually that entails, views on an MV, music show wins. It could really be a lot of things that really culminate into what is a Nuga group. The actual translation translates over from Nugu being nobody, which is kind of a. It originally, I believe, it was used as an offensive term.
Yeah, kind of like who?
Yeah, that's what it more translates to. So when we say Nugu group, we're just talking about groups that are not really that well known.
Yep. So we'll definitely try do a bit more of that, where we tie in more established groups to a Nugu group to help kind of give that gain some more exposure for them. So I think we're ready to move on.
Yeah.